We're continuing our coverage of the shakeup with the state's congressional map. A federal panel blocked Texas from using the newly drawn map for the 2026 midterms. It was passed by lawmakers earlier this year. Good evening, Southeast Texas. I'm Cladra Rhodes. The map was drawn to help Republicans gain extra seats in the U.S. House, but several advocacy groups sued, alleging that the drawings were racially gerrymandered. 12 News reporter Spencer Plato joins us with more.
Cladra, in a 2-1 vote, a 3-judge panel ruled Texas must stick with its 2021 congressional lines for the 2026 midterms after blocking the newly drawn maps.
The arguments the DOJ letter put forth were incorrect on the law and therefore could not justify this redistricting plan.
A political shakeup in Texas politics after a panel of judges blocked a newly drawn redistricting map previously passed by Governor Greg Abbott this year.
Texas is now more red in the United States Congress.
The goal was to help Republicans gain 5 seats in the U.S. House, but a coalition representing Black and Hispanic voters sued over the new maps, saying it weakened their voting power. It's an argument 2 out of 3 federal judges agreed with.
Because the plan was premised on a racial objective, the lack of a legal justification for that race-conscious redistricting plan rendered it a racial gerrymander.
Governor Abbott says the maps were for political reasons, stating, quote,
"What is allowed by the United States Supreme Court is drawing maps for political reasons. And these were drawn for political reasons to ensure that Republicans would have greater representation in Congress."
Political analysts say this is a setback for Republicans.
The jurists took Donald Trump to task for injecting himself into the politics of this. They took the Department of Justice to task, essentially for trying to be misleading when it comes to some of these districts. They took Texas legislature to task. They talked about Greg Abbott. There's a lot in this that really pushes back politically on what it is Republicans are trying to do in Texas.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton filed an appeal to the Supreme Court, but it's unclear how that will play out.
If it's the case that the Supreme Court decides to continue to hear arguments on the revised maps, then they'll likely keep the prior 2021 maps in place while that happens. That means that the election will go forward potentially with the older maps, just as this current decision holds.
And the new map would have given Republicans 5 new seats in the U.S. House. The mid-decade redistricting effort was pushed by President Donald Trump. In studio, Spencer Plato, 12 News.
Spencer, thank you. The new map showed minor changes to the congressional district boundaries in Southeast Texas, as District 14, held by Congressman Randy Weber, would lose some of Brazoria County, and District 36, held by Republican Brian Babin, would gain in Galena County. We'll keep you updated as this continues to play out in the court system.